Oh, hey everybody, this week on Ask Kristen, Fiona Fox 18 wants to know, why is yogurt specifically marketed to women? To which I say, obviously our uteruses just require sour dairy in order to menstruate, not to mention those tiny chocolates with a little inspirational sayings on the inside. What I'm about to say might be one of the nerdiest things on Stuff Mom Never Told You, but I really don't care because honestly, the marketing history of yogurt is downright fascinating. Yogurt, the product, has really lived the American dream because when it first showed up on the East Coast of the US in the 1920s, courtesy of an immigrant Armenian couple, I mean, yogurt was penniless. You're gonna wait around, little yogurt, for World War II to roll around, and the guy who started Dannon, yeah, that Dannon, comes over from Western Europe where he's like, I gotta get away from all of this military action and get all these Americans to start eating yogurt. Why do I already have a New York accent? I don't even know. I guess I'm kind of an early adopter. And this Dannon guy was convinced that Americans would love yogurt during World War II because we had a meat shortage, and he was like, oh, you know, it has a lot of protein, sour dairy products. And of course Americans were like, get that out of here with your French fries. I don't like it. Give me a hot dog full of nitrates any day before I eat that stuff. Then after World War II, old Dannon's sour luck turned sweet when he essentially invented fruit on the bottom yogurt, at which point Americans were like, oh, this is sweet enough now. I'll take some yogurt, thank you very much. But of course, since this is the late 1940s, Dannon isn't trying to get women to eat yogurt, he's just trying to get anybody to eat yogurt. Yogurt really started coming straight for our ovaries, so to speak, in the 1970s when America came down with yogurt fever. A staple of the era's health food and fitness craze, yogurt popped up in the pages of Vogue in 1972 as a recommended diet food. Then in 1977, yogurt goes big with one of the most famous advertising campaigns in television history, in which Dannon sells yogurt with old people.
In Soviet Georgia, there are two curious things about the people. A large part of their diet is yogurt, and a large number of them live past 100. 89-year-old Bagrat Topagwa liked Dannon so much, he ate 2 cups. That pleased his mother very much.
And those old people were so effective at selling yogurt that in 1978, New York Magazine declared, and I quote, yogurt has gone legitimate. And by 1982, yogurt sales still hadn't soured, considering how the New York Times reported, and I quote, yogurt is chic. So chic, in fact, that Kellogg's unsuccessfully tried to launch an ultra premium yogurt around that time called Whitney. And we'll always love you. By the 1990s, yogurt sales have gone up 120% since 1975, and 86% of all those yogurt eaters are women. So what does big yogurt do? It starts really honing in on its female demographic, saying screw the people who aren't eating yogurt. We don't need them. Let's just get women to eat more yogurt. And the way we get women to eat more yogurt is by convincing them that it really is their ideal diet food that can both help them achieve the American dream of having a really thin waist and also achieve the feminine dream of eating something that feels kind of like dessert without feeling psychological guilt for it for the next week. Just consider some of the early 90s yogurt taglines, like Weightwatchers Yogurt, that promise total indulgence but zero guilt. With Lite and Lively yogurt, you could eat smart and look it. Yoplait said, do it for you. And you know what? We did. So to answer our original question of why yogurt is marketed specifically to women, basically because diets and beauty standards and women really like yogurt. And yogurt's been pretty much all about the ladies ever since. Until those like Brogurt brands that have popped up in the past couple of years that are like, man, these packages are black and this contains a lot of protein. Also, the strawberries in here, we promise are manly. So Fiona Fox 18, I hope that you enjoyed this marketing history of yogurt as much as I obviously did. I would now, if there are any filmmakers watching, I'm interested in bringing the story of yogurt's American dream to life. So If anyone wants to script write with me, maybe pitch this thing around, I think this yogurt's got legs. But now I want to know from you, dear viewers, what kind of ridiculously, unnecessarily gendered products have you noticed? Let me know in the comments below. And I am curious if anyone out there has ever tried Brogurt, and does it taste any different from actual yogurt? And as always, ask me your questions so I can give you some yogurt answers.